Hello, my friends. Welcome back. How are you? I hope doing okay. Come on, let's go read the inspiration for the day. It is only when we take chances that our lives improve. The initial and the most difficult risk we need to take is to become honest. That's Walter Anderson. Okay, are y'all ready to see what I'm up to today? Let's cruise on over and check it out. Oh, what is that? That is the crystal teapot that Miss Cynthia got me in my Happy Mail. Remember, I said I wanted to see if I could make a mold out of it. And then that way I could create more teapots. So let's get a cup out here, and I'm going to see if I can fit this down into that cup, because that would be a real easy way to make a mold of this teapot without having to build a box around it. And I know they've came out with a lot of different ways to build boxes around these things, but I am all about something that is simple. We're going to use this Let's Resin silicone rubber right here. It's a 1-to-1, and it's the OA in hardness. And the numbers on a silicone mean durometer. This measurement determines the hardness of a silicone material. Measurements are types 00 is soft, type A is medium, and type D is hard. Within each scale, a higher number translates a harder material. Easy way for me to remember when choosing a silicone, the A, B, and D tells me the hardness, and the number tells me how flexible the silicone is. In my experience, 15A through 25A is the best for most castings. I purchased this OA, which is very soft, but there is an even softer one, 0010. I've never tried that one, and I'm still deciding if I will buy the OA again. It's a very soft, and I'm not saying I've had an issue with it, because I haven't, but I'm beginning to wonder if it has something to do with the extra little fine bubbles I'm getting when I do the crystal molds. So I'm going to get my regular silicone, which is 15A, and then I'm going to make another crystal mold and see if that was really what the difference was in my molds coming out a little bit. I mean, they weren't bad, but they had a few air bubbles in them that I don't normally see in my silicone molds. And I've never tried the OA before, and I got the really big kit. So, you know, of course I'm going to use it until it's gone, because silicone's not cheap. So I'm really interested to see if that's what it was. I put that transfer tape on the bottom of my teapot there, and I'm going to go ahead and put it down in the cup. And it has plenty of room in there, you know, so it's not going to, any parts of my teapot's not going to touch the edge of the cup. Because you don't want it to do that. If it does that, it's going to leave a hole in your mold. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and measure out my silicone. And you do that with scales. And you always have to hit the tare button and clear your scales out before you measure part B or part A, whichever one you're doing next. I got a little bit too much in there, so I'm going to dip in there and get it out and see where I'm at. Okay, now I need to add some in there and need a little more. Oh, goodness, now I need to take some out. Okay, I'm good. All right, now we're back, and our mold is ready to come out. I am so excited to see this. I hope it turned out. I'm going to get my scissors and make another little slit down here where I can go ahead and just tear it and get it out. Now, see how easy that was to use just a regular solo cup? Now I want to go ahead and get my transfer tape off of here. But I'm trying to see if some of the silicone went over the tape, and it looks like it did. So I'm going to need to grab something to cut that a little bit so I can get down to my transfer tape. But I did see that it didn't go to my entranceway to my teapot, so that's good. And I'm really not good using this little tool right here that you're supposed to use when you're trimming a silicone. I usually just use my little Cricut blade because that works better for me. I can't get the silicone off of my gloves. Okay, I found an entryway to get in here. Finally. I'm going to go ahead and peel that tape right on up. And that's a clean entry to my mold right there. Okay, I'm just going to work around, keep going around until I get that suction released from my teapot. And now I'm going to go ahead and try to pull it on out of there. I don't want to break it. And something's holding it in there. So the silicone must have made its way underneath either the spout or the handle on the teapot. Okay, so I'm going to take my Cricut blade here and I'm just going to get in there. I'm trying to get in there really good to see what's going on to where I know where to cut it at. Okay, I see what's going on, so I know where to cut at now to not damage my mold. So I'm going to make a nice clean slit. I need to change my blade on this because it should have just sliced right through that. Okay, there's our teapot. And now I'm going to inspect my mold. I'm really trying to figure out what was going on in there. I'm not sure. I believe it was the handle that some of the silicone seeped underneath. And you wouldn't have known that until you made a casting with it. You know, I inspected the teapot and I didn't see any entryway for the silicone to get in any other part of the teapot. But evidently it was something so small that I couldn't see it. So I'm just trying to look and see what happened. But the mold looks fine. It doesn't look like it was damaged with me making that slit. But here's where it seeped at, right here underneath the handle. That's what I can tell from looking in the mold. And I'm trying to find out exactly where it went. Right here is where it got through at. Right there. There's still some silicone trapped in there that I'm trying to get out to show you guys how it made its way through the handle. There's a tiny, tiny little hole there that it made its way through. I'm going to take my little blade here and I'm going to try to get it out of there to show you guys what I'm talking about. There it is. That's what made its way through, and I had to end up cutting in there due to that. I always have to inspect things and figure out why it done what it done. Okay, I'm going to clean my little teapot up with a little bit of alcohol, get it shining back good as new, and I'm going to put it in my china hutch. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love it. But I'm going to set it over here just in case I may have to make another mold. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cast in our mold because it's been setting for 24 hours and we can cast in it now. So I'm trying to find out the perfect color I want. In my experience with crystal molds, translucent colors look the best in a crystal mold. So I'm going to choose something translucent. And I'm wanting something along like in between a purple and a pink. Maybe a purple. I don't know. So we're going to get these two colors right here. And I'm going to get some resin mixed up. I'm going to do 40 milliliters because I'm not quite sure how much we're going to need. So I'm going to mix up 40 mils of Let's Resin Epoxy. And then we're going to test out these two colors right here. I'll put 1 drop each in one of these cups, and we'll choose which color we want to use. Okay, I got my resin. I put just a little bit down in each cup, and we're going to put 1 drop of each color down in there and choose which color we want to go with. Okay, that looks too dark. And that's pretty dark too. But I think I'm going to go with the purple. And we're not going to add any more colorant to that because that's going to be plenty. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stir this up right quick and see if we have enough resin here. And I'm going to stir it until I don't see any more strings of the colorant in the resin. And I'm making sure I scrape the sides of my cup and the bottom of my cup really well. But I also don't want to whip the resin really fast and incorporate more bubbles into it, because you're going to be able to see every bubble in this piece because it's crystal. It's a crystal mold. And we're using translucent colorant. So you'll be able to see everything in it. Okay, I'm spraying a little bit of alcohol into certain parts of the mold that I know are going to be notorious for holding a bubble. And then I'm going to turn the mold and beat it upside down to release any of the excess alcohol. And now I'm just pouring really slow into the mold. And now I'm going to stop. I cleaned my table off, you guys, and I rearranged everything, and I can't figure out where everything's at right now. Okay, I'm just taking my tool and I'm making sure that there's resin down in those where the spout was and the handle. And now I'm going to go ahead and pour some more resin while I'm holding that part that I had to slit open to make sure I don't get a bubble in there. Okay, it looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and release it and let that silicone close up on it. I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to go ahead and jiggle the mold, tap, tap, tap on it, and try to release any air bubbles that may be stuck in there. It may or it may not help. We might as well give it a try. Now I'm just cleaning around that area. And then I'm going to top the mold off. Okay, next up, I'm going to share with y'all another way that I make a plug. Okay, I poured my silicone in here because when I made my video of the plugs, remember I made this one right here, and it was the whole reason I done the video to share with you guys, and I made others for you. Well, this one's not going to fit, so I had to make another one. So I wanted to demold it with you guys. Look what I made it out of. It's a little silicone fidget toy. You can use these to make plugs. So I'm going to take my little Cricut tool here, and I'm just going to run it along the edge. I'm not going to tear a hole in the fidget toy. I'm just going to prick it just a little bit to get me an entryway into getting my piece out of there. See there? That's all I did. Now I'm going to put the tool down, and then I'm going to just pick it out of there. Super easy, comes right out of there. Now that's the size I need right here. It turned out beautiful. I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's another way that you can make a plug for any of your pieces. Don't be scared to use crazy things. You know, if it's the shape and the size you need, go for it. I say if you can't get it out, well, you know that you can't use that item. Okay, here's our teapot, and we are ready to demold it. I'm going to take a little bit of tape, and I'm going to run it over the top of it to get off any of that excess resin. That leaves me less cleanup. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull the edges until I release it from my little teapot in there. I hope it turns out, you guys. Oh, I hope it turns out. I can see a few bubbles on the bottom there, but I knew I should have put it in the pressure pot. But this was just a test piece right here. And here it is, you guys. Oh my gosh, it worked. Look at that. You can't even tell that I made a slit inside of the mold. It turned out perfect. I'm so excited about this. Oh my goodness. This is the best turnout I've ever had with a crystal mold. What do you guys think? Do you think it's pretty? I think it turned out awesome. It needs a little bit of cleanup around that the handle, but nothing major. Okay, I wanted to show y'all some finds that I found at Hobby Lobby. Did you guys know that they make pre-rolled slabs of clay? Stop it. I could not believe this when I seen these on the wall. Look at that. It's easy, y'all. All you do is roll it out, cut it, and bake it. Bam, you're done. It don't get much easier than this, you guys. Look at those earrings there on the bottom. I purchased these little cutouts so I could cut that exact shape out and make some earrings. Because I've never, ever, ever used clay before. I've never made a pair of earrings. I've never made anything out of clay. And everything you see in this bucket here, I've purchased through the past year. It's sales that I've caught and things like that. This is not something that I just, ended up with in a week. This stuff's expensive. But I can use these little cutouts right here for the circular part of the earring. So I didn't need to buy another little cutout for that. I can use one of these. See there? I don't mind that it's a little bit smaller. It looks a tad bit smaller than the one that they have in the picture. Um, but I think it's going to make a pretty decent size one. And then on these other packs of the boxes, you see these earrings right here? Those are cute. I would really like to make those. And then these right here are so cute. I love these. This one right here is Christmas colors. That's the reason I got it. But I don't know a thing about this, you guys. I've just been picking up things through the year for clay because I want to get into this. I am so eager to work with clay. I think it's going to be so much fun. And then I got these shapes right here. I got those last year sometime. And I also found out from watching Claire's Crafty Corner that any of the clay that you have, all this clay you see in here, which is not much, but it never expires. It doesn't matter if you've had it for years. You can still pull it out, roll it, and work with it. I have some gloss glaze here by Sculpey. And then I have some stuff that's supposed to soften the clay, and then oven baked clay adhesive. And these are all things I found on sale. I got all of those at Joann's Fabric on sale. And then I got some of these little things. It's like to put hands or feet on clay pieces. And then I got some stencils. I found these at a yard sale. They are so cute. And I get these little books from Hobby Lobby and Joann's too. And it'll give you like little references, into the jewelry pieces that you can make. So I love picking those up and it gives me ideas. Does anybody else on my channel work with clay? I really, really want to get into it. It looks like so much fun. But I don't know the first thing about it. And I just feel so busy, you know, to even sit down and try to learn a new craft. But I love how they make the rolls of the different colors like you see in the picture there, and then they cut it off and make the earrings. But it says, "Can you do it?" Yes, you can. Or yes, you can. But yeah, that's my little box of clay stuff that I've been collecting. And then I got, I don't know which clay is the best. I've seen certain channels say that the Sculpey Primo is the best. Some of them say the Sculpey Souffle is the best. But I did find these crafter ones right here. They're not too bad, but they were the cheapest, $1.49. That's not bad. I got a whole box of those at a yard sale too. But yeah, that's my little box of my stuff to get started with my clay. I don't know when I'll start this. I tell you, I'm so busy as it is, but it's definitely something that I want to get into so bad. Okay, I'm gonna get that closed up and we can move on. I have next up the mistake that I made on making this right here. Do you see this teapot right here that I just made? Let me show you the original one and show you the mistake I made. You see that the bottom right here? See, that teapot has a bottom on it, like a little saucer at the bottom. Look at mine. It doesn't have it. I should have poured a little bit over than what I did. I was supposed to pour right there in the mold, and I stopped right at the entryway of the hole. I should have went out a little bit more. So my teapot doesn't have the bottom saucer piece on it. I didn't notice that till later on. I was like, that teapot looks funny. Okay, next up, you guys, we're going to demold our hands, and somebody is going to win these in a drawing. But I got to warn y'all, it's not the best hands I've ever made because the mold that I have is a defected mold. And I knew that it looked funny when I was casting in it, but I went ahead and went forward with it when I shouldn't have. Do y'all see how it is sunk in right there? It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be completely level all the way across. So what it caused is it caused a dip in the back. But what I did was I kept turning it and turning it and turning it and filling it up with resin to try to get it to level out a little bit more. And that's how I got it to look as decent as it does. So I won't be mad if y'all don't get in on this drawing. But if anybody wants to do a drawing on it, let me know and we'll move forward with the drawing. If not, then we'll just start over. But I do have to order another mold. And I'm going to order it from somewhere else this time. But let's go ahead and demold it and I'll show you. We'll take a look at what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to hold the mold up again since it's demolded. You can see that it's not right. The mold is completely off on the left side. Okay, let's take a look at it. I went ahead and put my name in the back of it. But it's very pretty, I think. It's a lot of darker colors in this one. And the inside of the hands glow in the dark. So they're pretty. Right there is where it glows in the dark, right in the center. I turn the lights off and let's take a look at the center of it. It almost looks like a skeleton dancing in the center, doesn't it? That's what I see. That's crazy. I love how stuff like this turns out. You never know what you're going to get. You just never know. So what do you guys think about this set? Do y'all want to do a drawing for it or what? Let me know, because I'm going to order another mold, and we can just I'll maybe take this one to the nursing home or something if y'all don't want to do a drawing for it. I think it's pretty cute. I don't think they turned out that bad. Now, there's a little extra dip in the back that's not supposed to normally be there, but it doesn't defect the piece at all. You can still use it however you want to put a succulent in it. I always send lights and crystals with my hands when I ship them off, because it's just another way that you can use them in your home. And I'm also going to share a video of you guys with that. I took them outside and got a better shot of them in the sun. Those colors turned out beautiful in them. I didn't get any air pockets or holes on the edges. It's completely clean all around the edges. I'm loving that glitter in the back. And that sun really charged these hands up. When I walk back inside with them, I'm going to show you. And I wasn't out there long at all. Look at how bright it charged up the glow powders in the hands. And I'm just showing you the sides. It looks super cool inside of there. Okay, here's what you'll get with the hands. You'll get some crystals, and then it'll come with a light here, which I'm going to twist it off, and there'll be a little piece inside of there that keeps the battery from the light from turning on and off. So it'll keep your battery life. You know, during shipping, it won't turn on and off. And I'm going to go ahead, see the light, it turns different colors. See, it went from green to blue, from blue, I think, back to pink or red. And what you'll do is you'll just drop your light down in there, take your crystals and cover your light with it. And the little pack that came with the light, it only came with so many crystals. So I'm going to throw in some more crystals and cover that light completely. And then I'll turn the lights off and let you look at it. And these will come with the set of hands. Okay, there's the lights turned off, and that's what it looks like with the light underneath the crystals. I think it is so pretty. And I'm just letting it go through the different colors that it has on it before I turn the lights back on. Okay, now we're back, and I'm going to go ahead and take the light out of there, and I'm going to put that little paper or the little divider back in between the battery. That way it doesn't cut on and off during shipping. And then I'm just going to place these crystals inside of a little baggie, and it'll be put in the box with the hands. Well, y'all let me know what you think, okay? It's about that time for a sweet goodbye, and I will see you tomorrow. God bless you. Goodbye, my friends. Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the